The world is struggling to feed itself. The challenge of food scarcity is swiftly becoming a significant worry in various corners of the globe. Essential staples, which are crucial for sustenance, are depleting. As a result, intensifying a global hunger crisis. While the recovery of supply chains remains challenging, and the prospect of economic upheaval or any system disrupting disaster will swiftly undo the progress made since 2021, plunging the country into chaos with products vanishing from store shelves once more. Today, we've gathered a list of essential foods which are currently facing scarcity or are at risk due to supply chain disruptions and panic buying in challenging times. Without further delay, here are 12 foods that are likely to vanish first in challenging times. 1. Coffee. In the midst of our increasingly hectic lives, the global penchant for coffee has surged to unprecedented levels. Even without extreme situations, the ongoing demand clashes with dwindling supplies. This year, severe weather has affected major coffee producers, leading to millions of crop losses and exacerbating the supply shortage expected in the upcoming winter. As the largest exporter, Brazil faces a limitation on the decline in rates, driven by worries over prolonged dry conditions affecting the nation's coffee production. Recent weather updates have eliminated rain from the forecast for Brazil this month, intensifying concerns about the losses in the coffee sector. The repercussions of this supply and demand imbalance are evident in stores. Commodity prices are soaring and won't ease in the short term unless some miracle resolves the environmental challenges, restores normal temperatures, and revitalizes global agricultural production. 2. Pet food. Solely those entrusted with the care of pets truly understand the frustration of not locating the preferred nourishment for their beloved companions. Back in 2021, the scarcity of aluminum prompted a severe dearth of canned animal food, causing significant distress for both the animals and their keepers. In addition to this, labor shortages in manufacturing facilities have further strained production capabilities. To this day, supplies haven't fully returned to normal, and even the slightest hint of a new shortfall will undoubtedly trigger anxious pet owners to rush to the nearest store, purchasing as much food as their budgets allow. However, prices are on a relentless climb. According to a September report from veterinarians.org, the cost of dog food alone has surged by 45% compared to last year. Essentially, if you have pets, ensure you make arrangements for them as well, because when situations take a turn for the worse this winter, food will disappear in the blink of an eye. 3. White rice. White rice assumes a pivotal role in promoting health, with each cup providing around 205 calories. A worldwide deficit in rice production has prompted leading suppliers to enforce export restrictions. Even the U.S. witnessed a significant surge in panic buying earlier this year when India declared a halt to its exports. This ban, along with concerns about the arrival of the El Niño phenomenon, bringing hotter and drier weather to the region, has caused prices in key exporting countries like Thailand and Vietnam to soar by about 20%, according to a recent Reuters report. Furthermore, the Farmers Organization Authority reported that typically the average paddy yield per harvest stands at 7 metric tons per hectare, but for the recent season, it declined significantly to only 4 metric tons. Considering this, the United Nations is sounding the alarm that scarcity will elevate global hunger levels in the coming winter. In essence, rice reserves are dwindling, and any additional disruption in the global supply chains will exacerbate the situation further. 4. Cooking oil. Global scarcity of grains and other components utilized in cooking oil production has propelled prices to unprecedented heights in recent years. The international market witnessed a 30% decrease in grains compared to levels before the health challenge in 2020 due to droughts, floods, and the Ukraine situation. These circumstances prompted both Ukraine and Russia, significant contributors to grain production, to suspend their grain exports. In certain regions, supermarkets and large retailers are imposing restrictions on the purchase of cooking oil to prevent depletion of supplies. This indicates that resources are already under significant strain, and it won't require much for this situation to escalate into a worldwide shortfall in the coming months. Therefore, cooking oil stands as a vital item in every pantry, a commodity sought after by everyone, irrespective of future uncertainties. 5. Perishable produce. Fresh and perishable produce, such as fruits and vegetables, are among the first to vanish when a crisis is announced. The Bureau of Meteorology cautions that El Niño is on the horizon, indicating a heightened probability of bushfires and droughts with the warmer weather pattern across the country. As a result, dry conditions are likely to lead to subpar crop yields, contributing to the surge in prices for fresh produce this winter, a situation similar to what was observed last year due to La Niña conditions. Considering the finite shelf life of these foods and their dependence on continuous supply chain for store delivery, they are usually the initial casualties when disruptions occur in maritime or road transportation systems. Perishables are inclined to spoilage even before they reach the market. Exacerbating the issue, consumers tend to hoard these items early on, swiftly depleting the inventories of food retailers. Hence, to ensure a stable source of fresh fruits and veggies during tough times, starting your own garden is the only solution. 6. Bread and flour. Bread and flour hold vital positions as staples in various countries, marking them as highly demanded commodities. Yet, the production of flour encompasses a notably complex supply chain, and the creation of bread demands an even more extensive process, from planting and harvesting to distribution. However, as the conflict in Ukraine persists with the unfolding events of global environment change, concerns arise that it might eventually influence worldwide wheat production. Even the United States Department of Agriculture has revised its projection for global wheat supply, reducing it by 7.2 million metric tons to 1.05 billion, citing anticipated decreases in production from Australia, Canada, Argentina, and the European Union. Considering this, the slightest disruption in the supply chain will lead to immediate shortages in the coming cold season. Moreover, flour is frequently in high demand during periods of crisis due to its prolonged shelf life and versatility. This is why it can swiftly deplete stores. 7. Dairy products. Dairy products, including milk, cheese, and yogurt, are another category vulnerable to widespread shortages during difficult periods. According to September forecast update, milk production for the approaching winter of 2023 and the start of the 2024 season is forecasted to reach 12.32 billion liters, which is 0.5% less than the previous year. Any restriction on movement, as happened during the health crisis of 2021, can result in work stoppages and consequently mass scarcity and price hikes. The survey revealed that the majority of milk and dairy producers are very concerned about the impact of increase in input prices, such as feed, energy, and fertilizer, on their businesses. Additionally, considering that these items must be refrigerated, power outages and rolling blackouts are likely to prevent us from consuming dairy altogether. 8. Meat and poultry. Raising animals demands a range of resources, including water, feed, energy, space, and labor. Hence, acquiring meat and poultry becomes challenging in times of economic downturns, emergencies, or instances of grid failures. Recent droughts have considerably diminished the availability of livestock, leading to the exorbitant costs we've been witnessing in stores lately. Making the situation more dire, the bird flu in the previous month has caused short supplies of table eggs into the market, and it is expected that the supply of poultry meat into the value chain will be affected negatively in the coming months. Besides this, importing beef from other countries is common, and right now, many exporters are facing challenges, such as a shortage of feed and diseases. As the supply continues to diminish, anticipate a steady increase in beef prices over this winter and the next 2 years. As the demand for these products remains strong, the scarcity of meat and poultry should be treated as a pressing concern. 9. Canned goods. Canned goods are often considered essential in emergencies due to their extended shelf life. This prompts individuals to swiftly accumulate them at the hint of a potential crisis. Governments and various institutions also hoard these items at the beginning of challenging times, hastening the depletion of nationwide shelves sooner than anticipated. Disruptions in the supply of materials like aluminum, coupled with ongoing shipping issues, adversely affect both production and distribution of these products, diminishing their presence on store shelves in the approaching winter. With prices skyrocketing, it is advisable to build up a stockpile of canned goods to deal with shortages in the upcoming months. 10. Cookies and crackers. Consumers facing significant price increases signal an imminent risk of food shortages in the coming cold season, a result of a complex interplay of factors impacting both supply and cost. Notably, cookies and crackers stand out as products likely to experience reduced volume accompanied by rising rates. Projections suggest a doubling of prices in the coming year, with prominent brands warning of increased cost across the board due to elevated expenses in packaging and shipping. The average price of baked items like cookies saw a 2.4% increase in the previous year, driven by soaring costs of flour, eggs, and cooking oil. These cost escalations are intertwined with the strain on Eastern Europe wheat supply, exacerbated by the invasion in Ukraine. 11. Spices. Spices are on the brink of facing shortages in the approaching winter days, as numerous spice companies decide to hike prices. Take McCormick, for example, which has revised its annual profit forecast, expecting higher costs for its spices and condiments. Projections indicate a sustained uptick in the price per unit within the spices and culinary herbs segment of the United States food market from 2023 onward, with an estimated peak of $21.57 in the next 5 years. For those watching their budgets, accumulating these flavors now is a wise financial strategy, given their impressive shelf life and enduring quality. This upsurge in demand, along with outlay, may lead to sparser shelves in the spice section. 12. Frozen prepared foods. Due to their accessibility, it's no surprise that these foods would be among the first to vanish from stores in the coming months. While assessing consumer preferences, individuals have been rapidly purchasing large quantities of ready-made frozen foods, causing a surge in demand. On the other hand, health-related closures in 2021 affecting major consumers of these products, such as restaurants, hotels, and schools, resulted in decreased production. This combination of heightened demand and reduced production has led to the current shortage of frozen meals. In addition, perishable goods require more regular deliveries and ordering with suppliers, whereas frozen food lasts longer and can therefore be bought in bulk. Comment down below on what you think, and leave a like if you find value in the content we do on this channel. Hit the subscribe button for all the latest updates, and we'll see you in the next video.